You
And
mentioned
that's what this stuff
vibration.
is.
Yeah, you mentioned the vibration ball is something that you absolutely advocate for. What are your thoughts
Love
on
it.
vibration plates in general? That was a big one for a while.
Oh, I love them. I get
Yeah,
that question a lot. Like, what do
yeah,
you think of vibration plates? What do you think of rebounders? I think they're fantastic because they're just ways to get your body moving,
yep.
and they're unique ways of moving, which is pretty cool, which I like it. And sometimes when people are really unable to move a lot or can't walk for distances or something, those are nice options where you
Hmm.
can at least get some things to be able to stimulate vibration and energy through the body. So I usually will tell people I would like for you to do your big six before you do those,
Mm,
because then you'll have a
yeah,
different vibration session. The reason being is that if you jump on a vibration plate, everything's going to be shaken at the same time.
yeah.
So I needed to open up the flow routes of the six, and then I jump on, and then now the garbage trucks can take it to the dump, you know? The only caveat of those is you have to be careful with the vibration plates and the jumping up and down because that is highly stimulatory to the vestibular system and
Mm,
the inner ear.
hmm.
And many people who've had chronic inflammation or autoimmune disease and things like that have some type of compromise in their balance system of the body that they might not realize is there. And because that system is so hardwired for survival, that when you jump up and down and rebound too much, a few things can happen. One, you can overload the lymphatic system too soon
Hmm.
because it can't tolerate a 20-minute vibration session, even though that is said to be good. It's just too much.
Yeah.
The other reason is you're going to overstimulate the vestibular system. One, you can feel pretty crappy. You can feel sick. But two, you'll unknowingly put yourself in a more fight or flight response because you're signaling a survival mechanism from the lack of balance. So what I usually do is I tell people to do a very simple standing balance test that will kind of give you a good idea how quickly you can jump into those. So it's a test that I do on everybody. If I have a moment to tell people, I'll tell
Hmm.
them, take your shoes and your socks off, put your feet together so they touch, and then just stand there like that with your eyes open and notice for yourself or record yourself or have somebody look how balanced do you look, and don't stop breathing. And then from there, if you're doing okay, I want you to close your eyes and then see what your balance is like. Now, if you're alone, I would like for you to be near a wall or something you can hold on to because I don't want you to fall, because this can surprise people of how difficult this actually is
Mm,
because nobody really tries to check their balance a lot.
yeah.
And close your eyes, breathe normal, and see. You should be able to stand there no problem without swaying really far sideways or forward in circles. If you have a lot of sway there, you got to go in slow to
Mm,
rebounding and vibration, like a minute at a clip. That's it.
yeah.
Then, if you do okay with those, then you move to standing on one leg at a time. So feet together, raise one knee up like you're taking a high step, but stand tall, eyes open, breathe, see if you can balance, and then switch legs.
Mm,
You should be able to easily stand with your eyes open, not flopping all over the place for 20 seconds easy.
hmm.
If you go timber, you have to go slow
Yeah.
on your other one. And the last one is where single leg, but with eyes closed. That's the most challenging one. But in reality, you should be able to do eyes closed on one leg for 20 seconds.
Mm,
That's the goal. Most people last 5 seconds,
hmm.
go right over.
Interesting.
So that just means you can't stimulate the system too much because it's a compromised system. And if you overstimulate a system, it can shut itself down again because you just overstimulated. It's just too much. You have to go slow with anything in relationship to neurology or fluid flow. More isn't better, better is better.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see is everybody, and I see it with lymphatic work, and I learned my lesson with that. I used to not do 6 places. I did about 50. Like, I was all in,
Yeah.
but people didn't do well with that. It was too much. And I said, this is not the way to go. So I dialed it back, and it was more successful because one, they felt better when they did it, but two, they didn't want to keep doing something where they felt like crap, and three, it just took too long. So,
Yeah.
I know human behavior. They may do something for a little bit, but they're not going to stick with it if it takes too long. And you make them feel like crap, they're not changing,
Yeah.
right? So if you mix those in there, but do you understand logically why I want people to take it easy on those? Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's a big one in general when you're trying to remove toxins from the body. You got to start slow. A lot of people just go right in, do heavy IV. That's not the way to go. You got to know yourself and understand. Just as if you're doing like a spring cleaning, you may want to just start with one room at a time and not try and throw all the garbage from every room, right? And become overwhelmed. Then you just got a big pile of garbage sitting there and you're tired. And then all the pests come for that. You can't even get up the next day because you just went overboard and your house was filled with garbage. So I completely understand that. I'm of this approach of the right priorities to everything, going slow, easing in,